That being said, Democrats, centrist Democrats and independents now have no home. So the more the Democrats follow these progressive far-left leaders who are raking in all this money, I think they will get wiped out in the midterms because the American people are not simply going to follow those types of leaders.
Jump in. Anybody?
Yeah, I'm a lot more nervous about the midterms because the Democrats have a structural advantage. So in 2022, the Republicans won the popular vote by 4%, and what we had 4 or 5 House seats. So if the Democrats, if they're even, Democrats and Republicans are even going into the midterms in the generic ballot, that's a huge Democrat majority, and a lot of that has to do with the ineffectiveness of Republicans in redistricting and the lack of intestinal fortitude to go out there and draw the maps the way the Democrats do to gerrymander their seats, plus counting illegal immigrants in the census. It's a high watermark, and these people that are getting pushed away from the Democratic Party when President Trump does what he did with the Epstein situation, okay, or bombs Iran, you alienate a lot of these tangentially involved Republican voters that were all in for Trump in this last election. Okay, so you have a Republican base, and you have these other people that are flirting with leaving the Democrats forever, that are independent-minded people that look at this Epstein situation as a distrust in government, and you protecting the powerful and the elite. If you're not going to, do everything you can to get all that information out there, these people just stay home, or they'll vote for a leftist candidate that says they're going to release it. You do push a lot of people away, but to get them to vote Republican, you need to kind of take charge of a lot of these issues, which is why having RFK, having Tulsi Gabbard as part of the administration was a huge part of the landslide victory President Trump had this last fall. So there's a lot of problems from a structural disadvantage that the Republicans have in the presidential election because the low propensity voters are now Republican and the Electoral College favors Republicans. It is the opposite in the midterms. The Democrats have the high propensity voters, and it's just a structural advantage.
Can I just